happy you could make it to our little book club. So find your spot and let's chat about a book while we do our little crafts. Now this week's book is like beyond exciting. I'm so excited. If you love The Mummy, you should also be excited because I am always on the hunt for like mummy-esque books and movies, and there's so few. I know everyone says Romancing the Stone, but no, because Brendan Fraser is like not even in the same universe as, good grief, what's his name? As Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas in that movie, you can tell that he is the worst hero I have ever seen. He almost lets that woman die for a rock, which is ridiculous. And then the second one, he is not a hero. Brendan Fraser is amazing. Rick O'Connell is an absolute dream. Whatever the guy's name was that Michael Douglas was playing is not. Also, Michael Douglas is just not. No. Romancing the Stone is not a viable option for this. This book, however, The Book of the Seven Delights, very much is. And I'm so excited to tell you about it. Now, I completely randomly found this. I am always sort of on the lookout for bodice rippers. I love a good bodice ripper and a little step back cover. Isn't it so fun? I love step backs. I have a little collection of bodice rippers, actually. I love them. I don't know, I love how they look. I wish books looked like that. Why don't they look like that? Give me a step back. And none of that, like, comic book, like, you know, that, like, weird art that they have now. No, I want the oil painting. Anyways, back to the point of this. Alright, I found this secondhand, and my husband actually read it to me. Now, my husband always reads to me when I sew, or just really when I do anything, when I cook, when I do most things, and I love it. It's the most romantic thing I could think of. But because we read so much together, we've pretty much read every like genre there is, I think. We've read a lot of mysteries together, or he's read them to me, but I'm just gonna say we read it, even though I only listened. We've read a lot of mysteries together. We've read some books together that we like expected to be bad. We are currently reading Paradise Lost, which I did not think I would understand, but it's lovely. I love it. But both of us, to this day, think that this is the most fun book we've ever read together. And like fun in a good way, like not in a make fun of it way. It was amazing. And I'm here to tell you about it because I don't think you're gonna get this book recommendation anywhere else because I think this came out in the 90s. So anyway, let's get to the dress we're gonna make. The plan for this week's dress is sort of a Victorian / Edwardian undergarment vibe. So think Tuck Everlasting. You know that dress that she dances on that cliff in and then jumps into the water with? I think that's lovely, and I think it's sort of very light and whimsical and romantic. And it fits some of the scenes in the book, and it's sort of I feel like it works for hot weather, because it's obviously very hot in this book, and it's still very hot here. And so I thought that would fit, and it sort of has that kind of romantic vibe to it, with the ruffle I want to put on the bottom, and some of the very light floral embroidery that I want, sort of a cross-stitch embroidery, so it's got that kind of vintage vibe to it, I think. Alright, back to the book. Now, as I said, I am forever on the hunt for any story that reminds me of The Mummy, and this one definitely does. So our main character is called Abigail Merchant. She is a librarian and she has gotten a job at the British Museum, but she's not getting taken seriously by any of her male colleagues. They all sort of just see her as like a secretary to be treated badly. They see her as beneath them, and so they sort of like lock her up. Well, not literally lock her up. It's not one of those books. That's apparently now a thing now in romance. So they sort of just push her down to the basement, and not literally, but you know, she's down in the basement and she's supposed to just sort stuff, and she's just sort of, you know, hasn't seen daylight in a few weeks. But then one day, she by chance finds these diaries written by this archaeologist that also kind of didn't get taken seriously, and who has sadly since passed away. And these are all like his research notebooks, and he thinks that he was like this close to finding the Library of Alexandria, or like that he has essentially found it, but he just never managed to actually go there. He's essentially found the location, but he just, hasn't confirmed he hasn't actually found the spot because he passed away. So Abigail decides, I'm not wanted here anyways, so she packs up her stuff. She gets a bunch of like prep books for Victorian ladies traveling. So yeah, she has all her like lady traveler journals. She packs everything that you could possibly pack and gets on a ship to Casablanca. Now, on this boat journey, she gets terribly seasick. Now, the people working on the ship are all men, and they're all mostly Muslims, so they don't feel comfortable like going to her. So they call on one of the guys that they know on the ship and that they think is not gonna like take advantage of her. His name, hold on to your seats, is Apollo Smith. And that's just this actual man's name. Apollo Smith, who could not be anyone else but a romantic hero, helps her out, but sort of wants to like get rid of her as quickly as possible. But he does hide something in her luggage. However, she gets off the boat and she meets this guy, and he's kind of like a little, we're not sure about him, but she thinks he seems very, proper and all that. Now she goes off with this man, and he seems very interested in this research she was apparently found, and he wants her like maps and stuff. He gets her a room in this hotel, and she's just, she's not really like fully suspicious of him yet. But then in the middle of the night, someone tries to break into her room. She tries to barricade the door, but someone is gonna get in eventually. But luckily, here comes our man to the rescue. He comes through a window, Apollo Smith. He tells her this guy is a creep and you're in danger, and essentially gets her out of there, and they run off into the desert together, and she convinces him that he's gonna look for the lost Library of Alexandria with her. And they go through so much just like adventurous stuff together. It's so fun. They travel through the desert. They go to these bazaars, just like the like bazaar chase scene, and it's all just so fun. I love this book. Now, the dynamic between these two is so fun because she's so book prepared, but not like actual real life prepared. Like she has way too much luggage. She just has so much stuff. She's also very trustworthy of like everyone. But she's so excited to like find the lost library. And he is just really, he used to be in the military, and he's seen some stuff, and he so begrudgingly helps her, but like he just wants to make sure she's fine, but also he doesn't really want to admit that to himself. And they have such a fun dynamic, and he keeps throwing out her stuff, and even though he pretends like he's not gonna entertain anything there, he helps her even though it puts him in danger, because he was dishonorably discharged from the military and is being hunted down because he's been accused of murder. But that leads to like lots of running from like military folks. There's this book, everyone's so scared of just the color khaki because that's what the like legionnaires wear, and so we're just constantly running from khaki. There's just so much like classic adventure in this. So for example, the scene where they like climb out of the window and then like run off into the night on like horseback. It's so cool. It's so adventurous and fun. Now, this next bit will be a bit of a spoiler. This book is somewhat hard to get, so I don't know if you can read it, but if you can, you should, because it's quite something. But please skip to here. Now, the ending of this, or like the sort of like part before the ending, completely went off the rails. Like, I did not see that coming. My husband found it hilarious. He loved it. I preferred the first half, I must say, because it just went a little too far off the beaten path for me. But okay, so they find the lost library of Alexandria, and it's essentially like, all right, go with me here. So it's essentially under the sand of the Sahara. Like, it's just like completely underground, and it's this giant like structure, and it's being tended to by these women that sort of seem like they're a couple hundred years old. I don't know really where this book stands when it comes to like supernatural stuff. I'm not really sure, but I'm not sure if they're just supposed to like seem somewhat ancient or if they actually are. I'm not sure. And also they're only women, but they've said that like they've been taking care of the library for like generations, so I don't know how who they're like making new employees with. I don't know how it's working. I don't know. I'm not sure. So they meet these ancient women and they just like whisk her off to take a very luxurious bath way beneath the sand in this like temple complex. And they are the guardians of the library, but they're also like very interested in like Apollo and Abigail like getting together, sort of the biblical sense. And they're just they give them the like book of the seven delights, which is an actual book in this, and it's just like and it just has like different things that you're supposed to like do together and stuff. It doesn't get at all like raunchy or anything. It's just like a little like what is happening? Like it's I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's quite something. There is, however, at the end a scene where like the Legionnaires find the library and the whole place starts like crumbling around them. It's been crumbling for a while and then it sort of gives out and like they have to like grab a couple scrolls and like run through the tunnel while like the tunnel behind them is like falling down, and it's very, very adventurous and very fun. And yeah, it's just I don't know about those old women with the sort of sex manuals down in the sand. I don't understand them. I don't know where the author got this idea. It's certainly original. I don't know. My husband loved it though. He found it so funny. And I love this book. Anyways, alright. I love this book. If you can read it, you should. It's so fun and it's genuinely the best mummy like esque book or movie that I've found. It is so fun. You should read it. It's very fun. Alright, let's look at the dress that I hopefully have done. Alright, this is the dress. I like it. It feels very soft. Oh no, you can't see my ruffle. I'm now way back here, but here's my ruffle. I'll come back. Oh no, now you can't see my head. Alright. We're here. Yeah, I really like it. I know it's similar in the embroidery to one we did a couple weeks ago, but that's because I liked that one. But yeah, I really like it. Feels very Tuck Everlasting to me. Like very sort of Edwardian underwear, and that's what I was going for. So I really like that, and it feels very airy and flowy and nice, which is lovely because there's gonna be another heat wave. I sometimes like summer. I like the sort of aesthetic idea of summer. I don't actually enjoy. I will say one other thing I really enjoy about summer is I really like being able to dry my laundry outside. Yeah, very practical for the bed sheets, but you know. Anyways, no, I'm really pleased with it. I like it, and yeah, I also like how it's like a little bit covered, but not like completely high up, so it's like kind of a little fun, but I don't have to worry too much about comments and things. Of course, it has pockets. I was asked a couple times now whether my dresses have pockets, or like someone said that a dress would be better if it had pockets. I've never made a dress without pockets. I don't know why anyone would. Like you're making it yourself. You know, the only reason against pockets is time. And you're not, like, I'm not a fast fashion brand here, so I can give myself pockets. I will actually show you the size of these pockets. I like to hide books. Oh, speaking of books, about this book. I so badly want to talk about this book. Look at that. It's called The Mermaid. Look at the dress. I love a step back. This one's looking a little rough, but it was the only version I could find with the step back. And we've got to read that, right? My husband is actually currently reading this to me. Parallel to Paradise Lost. Yeah, no, I'm really pleased. And there's one more that is coming. And I'm just gonna tell it. Should I just show you the cover? Look at it. It's got a weird see-through Fabio. Anyways, that's gonna be our spooky Halloween video, I believe. Anyways, alright, this dress. Yeah, here it is. I had a lovely, lovely time with you, friend, and I'm so pleased about this dress. Alright, friend, it was lovely to spend this time with you, and I hope you can make it to our book club next week. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely, lovely time until then. Bye bye.